So the first thing I want to say is understanding a sales target is really important. So before we get into the 3 ways, understanding that initial target is really important. So if you've got 60K, if you've got 10K, if you want to do it as a weekly target, that's entirely up to you. But what's important is that if you want to make more money, you need to know how much more money you want to make. So let's make sure we're clear on that. If you're with me now, just give me a guesstimate of roughly what you might want to bring in before the end of the year. So set your goal. Good evening. How you doing? So set your goal. We've got 60K here. Okay. I know that's achievable if you're in real estate, because I'm sure you work on commissions. Once you set your goal, the next thing you want to do is be thinking about, okay, what do I need to do to actually achieve this goal? So you need to make sure that your time management, and particularly your resources, and also having a tactical plan is set. So we need to set your tactical plan. And within that tactical plan, it's really important that you've considered your distribution channels. What do I mean by that? I mean anywhere you can speak to people, also known as touch points, right? So whether you have a website or a physical store, whether you have webinars that you do, whether you have, an email list, whether you have a sign-up page, there'll be different places where people can connect with you. And I want you to let me know via the chat. Good evening. Let me know via the chat. Someone says 10K here. Brilliant. What is your target before the end of the year? And let me know whether or not you've set a target. If you haven't, that's okay. But let's take some notes tonight. I'm going to log off here in the next 5 minutes, so you won't be here long. Point number 1, set your target. Let's be clear on what you want to work towards before the end of the year. Point number 2, we want to make sure you are understanding what your touch points are. Where can people connect with you and how? And how often are people connecting with you? Because you may have, 5+ touch points. You could be on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, TikTok. Then you might have a blog. Then you might have a website shop. But actually, out of all of those things, it's super important you understand how people are connecting with you and the frequency. That's even more important. So how often are people connecting with you on your existing channels? Because that's what's going to help you fine tune what you're doing so you can get better results. Okay, so we want to make sure you're getting better results. We want to make sure that you are clear on channels of communication, distribution channels, and touch points. Right, so the pre-work is actually setting your target. Point number 1 is making sure you're clear on your touch points and your distribution channels and what it is you're actually doing at the moment and what's working well in terms of actually conveying your sales offers and even getting people to sign up to your lists and so on. You want to get crystal clear on that. The second thing you want to do is look at opportunities to upsell. So a lot of us don't do this, but what I want you to think about is, do you have already existing customers that may actually be interested in what you do? Do you have people that have inquired with you before? Do you have people that may have expressed an interest or wanted to know, for example, when another product or package or service is coming in? Because they are people that you could potentially speak to in order for you to actually increase revenues. Warm audiences are the best type of audience to actually speak to. So good evening. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. We're talking tonight very briefly, because I'll be gone in 3 minutes, about 3 ways to make extra money before the end of the year. And if you've just joined, do let me know if you have a sales target. If you're brave enough, do share what that sales target is. And as I said, if you just joined, the first thing I said was do some pre-work in terms of understanding what your sales target is. Then we want to make sure that you are very clear on what's working so far. Distribution channels, outlets, communication channels, touch points, as some of you may know them to be called. As I said, the second thing you want to do is make sure that you have really thought through your audience. Because if you have a warm audience of people that are already engaged with you, buying from you, potentially warm in terms of expressing an interest even, maybe they haven't even bought from you yet, those are people that you could actually go back to, follow up on their inquiries, give them pricing information, let them know what you're doing that's new, introduce a new product or service to them, introduce a complementary product or service to them so that they are clear on what your offers actually are. So if you have offers, assuming that you have offers, you want to make sure that you have thought about how you can upsell. And an upsell is basically you looking at opportunities to offer something additional or extra to people that may already be part of your family. Typically, they are existing customers, but sometimes they may just be people that have expressed an interest or attended a free call with you as examples. So I'm looking here and here because I'm streaming in 2 different places. So make sure you look at opportunities to upsell. Sometimes it could be something as simple as when someone checks out on your website, you might say to them, oh, have you thought about this? Now, depending on what you're on, whether it's Shopify, whether it's, Etsy, etc., there are different ways in which you can add in these extra questions. You may even add them in after the whole order's been completed. But I know that in most instances on your website, there's definitely a way for you to add either a note or a flash box that comes up saying, because you bought this, you might like this. Or other customers that bought this also bought this. Let me know if that made sense, because that's something you could very easily introduce on most shopping websites. And then my final point is, why not actually just do a special offer? I've been speaking about these things for a while, and I think this is really important. Think about what offers you can create. And I am not talking about slashing your prices by like 90%. I'm just saying, think about a bundle or a package, maybe something that's sold really well, whether it's a gift set, whether it's a consultation mixed with products, maybe it's buy one, get one free, but don't go there discounting all of your products and services. Good evening. So think about these 3 things that I've mentioned to you today. Think about your audience. Think about your touch points. Think about where people are connecting with you and what you're offering them at the moment. What is working well? What is working not so well? Then I want you to make sure that you've looked through your audience in terms of who is warm, who's already inquired, what could you go back and offer? Because there are always going to be cross-selling and upselling opportunities. All right. And then my third and final point is really give some thought to packages and offers and deals that you can create. Now, let me know in the comments whether or not any of that has struck a chord with you, if you might go away and think about any of that. And remember also to subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you can get extra tips over the festive season to help you grow your business, because I'm here to make sure that you're clear on what you're doing. Without clarity, you're probably going to waste a lot of time and money. So keep your notifications on. Press subscribe if you're watching this via the YouTube channel, and do let me know on the replay if you've watched on the replay and you have any questions. And if you're here now